Alright everyone, another week, another Odyssey. My prediction is a 4th of July Odyssey, maybe. I don't know, I feel like the last time I tried to predict an Odyssey I was very wrong. Anyway, let's have a look. Ooh, okay, new creator we've got here. Alternative Rounds by Creatorforce. Each balloon has a different way of trying to trick players. Can you handle it? Let's give it a shot. Alright, Creatorforce, we'll see how you do. These are very generous maps. Very generous. So let's have a look, shall we? Oh, okay, this one's interesting. A lot of 74s around here. Okay. So let's just have an overall look and see if it's actually going to be a pain or not, because we've got hard alternate balloons round, 747 to start, 1 to 47. And 17 upgrades allowed. Okay, depending on what heroes you allow us, this could be done with like one hero. Because everything else is nerfed. Balloon speed's lower, Moab speed's lower, ceramic health is lower, Moab health is lower. And honestly, there's only going to be one main issue, which will be round 40, because it's a fortified Moab. But even then, it's nerfed. So, I don't know. Selling's disabled. Okay, that seems like a fairly straightforward amount of rules, and it's not an extreme mode Odyssey, so already whatever we take into this map we can bring to all the others. We've got logs, hard alternate balloons round. Okay, same deal, except it's least cash this time. Balloon speed is buffed, Moab speed is buffed, ceramic health and Moab health is nerfed, regrow rate is also nerfed, ability cooldown rate is surprisingly buffed, despite it looking like a nerf. And no monkey knowledge allowed, which doesn't really affect us. Cool. Downstream, hard alternate balloons round. Downstream is probably the hardest map out of all of these, if I had to say. Because I don't know why, but Cornfield's actually chill. Anyway, downstream, hard alternate balloons rounds, 3,030 cash to start with. That is beautiful. Removal rate is free. Okay, that makes this map a hell of a lot easier. Moab speed is slightly increased. We've got 30 upgrades that we're allowed to purchase. Starts on round 11, ends on round 55, which is slightly different. And admittedly, I think, round 10 would have already been leads. So, yeah, that's going to be interesting. So, regrow rate is lower by half-ish. And everything's regrow and everything's camo. And selling's disabled. So that seems a little crazy with these two blanket statements on the field, but starting with 3,000 makes that much more manageable. So I think we'll be fine. Cornfield, hard alternate balloons round. Classic. 15,000 to start, which is quite generous for round 27. 27 to 74. 44 upgrades allowed. Balloons a bit faster, mobs are a bit faster. Nerfed regrow rate. Buffed ability cooldown. Removal rate is free. That is probably not necessary, I would say. I think you could probably keep the 15,000 start and have removal rate normal, but removal rate free is very kind. Ceramic health is nerfed and Moab health is nerfed. And finally, we've got cubism, hard alternate balloons round 48 to 84. Ooh, okay. And we start off with 48,000, which is more than half of our least cash allowed. Which should give you an idea of how relatively easy this map will be. And balloon speed's buffed, mob speed's buffed, ability cooldown rate is halved, basically. So abilities, once again, are going to be very prominent in this Odyssey if you want them to be, I guess. Ceramic health and mob health are buffed, monkey knowledge disabled, selling disabled. Alright, simple stuff, but we can't say that for sure until we have a look at what we've got to use. Oh yeah, we've got 10 different or maybe some similar monkeys to choose from. Who's our hero? Ooh, see, I was immediately thinking Sorta when I saw the first map, so Sorta. It's either Sorta, Etienne, or Sai. While Etienne does provide camo to every single tower, I don't think we'll need it, because only some of the maps have all camo. Sorta can immediately see camo straight off the start, can immediately pop leads with her level 3 ability, so maybe not immediately. And yeah, Sai I think is way too slow in leveling up. to pick Psy. Like, don't get me wrong, they can see Camo Balloon straight away and has infinite range, but I don't know. I just don't think Psy's the best pick here. These two are much higher DPS much earlier on, despite Psy being able to one-shot rainbows the second you place them. Alright, so let's have a look. I definitely want a Crossbow Master. 1,000,000% Crossbow Master. Recursive Cluster might be really freaking good here. Oh, Elite Defender, a beautiful choice here. Maybe throw in a plane for a Sky Shredder of some sort. I mean, if we get 48,000 on one round, we're pretty much at a Sky Shredder. Necromancer is always a welcome sight. Ninja Alk is always a solid start. What else do we want? Most of the towers I pick come with camo detection. For example, Ninja, Wizard, Plane, Sniper, and Dart Monkey all have upgrades to give themselves camo detection. It's just the Alchemist and the Bomb Shooter that are sort of iffy on that part, so I don't think we need a village. We might get a Spactory just for an ability, because if Moabs are a lot harder than I expect, then a 204 Spactory or a 205 would, no, 250 or 240 would be pretty damn good on its own. Do we need a banana farm? I don't think so. I think that's just excessive. Then we will grab... How much water is on each map? None, some, none, some. We'll ignore the water towers for now. And instead we'll grab another Dart Monkey and... another Sniper. Alright, I'm happy with that. Let's jump into it. Alternative rounds. Now, I must admit, I did think an Odyssey like this would be coming, because let's face it, Alternative Balloons round is a pretty big curveball, and we do have Monkey Knowledge turned off. Yes, because I respect all of my Monkey Knowledge, so I would either have Mana Shield or a free Dart Monkey. Okay, cool. Alright, let's do this. So we'll start with Sorta. I'm kinda... Yeah, because this is round 1, which means Sorta's not going to get stumped until, like, round 10, I believe. So we should be good to start off on all these maps, and all these maps are quite generous, I must admit. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining that the Odyssey... No, I'm not even going to say those words, because Ninja Kiwi's going to be like, alright, fine, Fury Blade, get back in here. Tag in. But yeah, this is a nice Odyssey. I like it. And to be fair, alternate balloons round can absolutely trip you up in certain circumstances. So Sorta's fine here because camo balloons are sorted by her easily. I'm just wondering, what should we get next? I guess we need an alchemist of some sort, or some way of popping leads. So let's go with a wizard here. Go with a wizard, go straight to Wall of Fire. I mean, we've already got Fireball, so leads are covered. Or at least the first lead is covered. But, yeah, I like the idea behind this. Now, I just can't remember if it's a lead or a camo lead on round 10. If it's a camo lead, we'll have to take a different approach. So I'm not going to buy any upgrades just yet. I'm just going to see if it's a camo lead or a regular lead. I think it's a regular, but I don't know. Actually, no, it doesn't matter what we do here. We've got Sorta's ability now. We can do whatever we want. But just out of curiosity. Okay, it's a regular lead. Cool. Cool. That's why. We could have just used Sorta regardless. Okay, so I want a Necromancer pretty much as soon as I can get one. Because let's face it, we've only got 17 upgrades. We may as well make use of them. So, wait, can I get... So 3 more upgrades would put us at 9. No, I can't get everything that I want, but... To be fair, I feel like I can get most of what I want. So if I buy a Ninja and an Alchemist, right? Buying them counts as 1 upgrade, I believe. Because otherwise you could just spam 000 towers everywhere and you'd probably smash it anyway. So I believe this counts as an upgrade. It does, cool. So then if I buy an Alchemist, that puts us at 8. And then if I buy another 8, we'll be at 16, and then I can get Seeking Shurikens on my boy here, and we'll be good. I think that'll sort us out. In all honesty, maybe this wasn't even needed, because this team right here, this little wombo combo, is going to be pretty damn good. I hope the Alchemist is closer to the Ninja than it is to Sorta. Okay, cool. Nice, nice. I was kind of hoping that, because I think it is closer, just... Yeah. I think... I wasn't quite sure, but I definitely read a comment at some point where the closest tower to the Alchemist will get a certain buff, and the ones around it will sort of miss out, almost. So I want the Ninja to be the first priority target, and then if the Alchemist happens to find time in his busy schedule to buff my other towers, then that's great. That's perfect. So we should be able to go all the way to Bloon Jitsu here, and all the way to Stronger Stim, and then that'll run us out of upgrades. Which is kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy, but I think this is gonna do it, you know? Even if we don't, like, fully pop the ceramics inside the Moab, sorta can just jump on them. You know? No problem. None whatsoever. Cool. Oof. Okay, there we go. I have just loaded myself up with half a pizza. And damn was it good. Sorry if I'm tempting you guys to get a pizza, or if you're sort of drooling at the thought of a pizza right now, but yeah, it was good. I had half of a meat lover's pizza, which is essentially like, I don't know if meat lovers and pizza types are sort of universal, but you can imagine from the title of Meat Lovers what it roughly would have on it. It's just a bunch of different types of meat and cuts of meat and all that, and it is so good. Right. And that's all of our upgrades. We can't do anything else. I do feel like this was somewhat wasted. I could have put... Actually, no. Nah, I think we're fine. But yeah, basically this is like deflation right now. We're just waiting to see if this works. The only difference between this and deflation is that I couldn't set this all up on the very first round. And I think I'm gonna do fine. We might even get to keep all 100 of our lives in this Odyssey. Oh, wow. Yeah, no, never mind. We shredded that thing. Okay, we win. We absolutely win. Because the fortified Moab is by far the strongest thing up till round 47 that we'll ever face on its own. Because we'll just get regular Moabs now. Yep, and they go down like they're nothing. Cool. Easy, easy. Luckily, it's not extreme mode. If it was extreme mode, I feel like it would be certainly a step up from this, but maybe still be doable? I don't know. That's how many monkeys we get? 10? We could definitely beat this map with just Ninja Alk, but could we beat it with just one tower? I don't know. One tower alongside Sorta? Maybe. Oh wait, no, but we'd get, what, 2 towers per map plus Sorta if this was extreme mode? Yeah, so we could still use 2 towers. Alright, logs. Everybody's favorite. For high rounds, messing around, sandbox, whatever you want. It's a classic, really. Right, 18,000 spending limit. That's fair enough. Same start. Exact same start. Start off with Sorta, and then we'll put our Ninja Alk on this side, I would say. Ninja Alk, as far as I remember, doesn't cost more than 10 grand, or just costs 10 grand. I can't remember exactly, but we should have plenty of breathing room to afford them both. And once again, I think this map is pretty much sorted if we manage to get this wombo combo off. It's the next few maps that I'll be scared about. It's future me's problem that I'm worried about. Also, I do post a lot of these Odysseys, and I always get a sort of similar question presented to me. And to be fair, it's because I leave the information like right at the end of the video typically. But part 2 of all of my Odysseys will come out the day after the release of the Odyssey. So typically they will come out on Fridays. Just as a friendly heads up. But yeah. So we should be fairly chill here. I don't know about the next 3 maps. Admittedly, this part is going to be very short because it's just going around 47, but the next part's going to be going up from what? From 47 to 87 or something? So that's going to be a bit of a longer run. And any game mode that goes outside of its specific parameters in terms of what round it ends on typically turns the game mode into a crazy, absolute madness, to be honest. Because alternate balloons round beyond round 80 is crazy. Apocalypse beyond round 60 is crazy. What's the other ones? Deflation beyond round 40 is mental. Because let's face it, there's an achievement for getting to round 100 with deflation, and the only way you can do it is with exceptional ability timing and multiple restarts. So, yeah. Anything that sort of goes outside of its regular boundaries in, I guess what you could call the campaign mode, is typically gonna be very difficult. Okay. Double shot coming to me. Also, I've just started playing Cuphead on stream. And I'm not gonna lie, I thought I would be worse at it. I've managed to cruise through the first 2 bosses fairly easily. I believe I'm on to... What boss am I on to now? Or am I even onto a boss? I don't know what I'm stuck on right now. I can't remember. Maybe it's the frogs. Yeah, it's the frogs. It's the frogs. I don't remember what they're called. Ribbit and Croak or something? I don't know. But, yeah, so that's been pretty fun on stream, I'm not gonna lie. I'm just gonna voice my thoughts out to you guys, and maybe you guys can help me out here, but I'm having a difficult time deciding what games I should stream versus what games I should just record in my own time and upload as a YouTube video. You know, I'm not entirely sure what balance I can have with that, because on the one hand, I could just upload my streamed videos straight to YouTube. Or I mean, I could edit them down a little and then upload those to YouTube, which is completely fine. I could easily do that. However, that would mean I'm not entirely focusing on the game the whole time. It would mean like I'm having a chat with the people that are actually there live, you know. I'm going off on massively long tangents and potentially, you know, looking somewhere else for a solid amount of time, so I could easily edit that out. But I don't know, would you guys be interested in that? Because otherwise I have to try and decipher which games I should play on stream versus which games I should play on YouTube and record, and that's just a whole thing of like, you know, one of them's gonna be my first time playthrough and all my reactions to all the cool new things that are happening, and maybe, I don't know, there's some massive plot twist later on in a story-driven game, and, you know, only one side will really get that if I just stream it and then record it again later. So, let me know what you guys think, because I don't know what to think. Then again, this Odyssey doesn't seem extraordinarily difficult, so maybe not many people will be listening. I have noticed that with the Odysseys, funnily enough. The more difficult it is, typically the higher chance people will click on these videos. Which, I mean, that makes sense. It's entirely logical, to be honest. So I understand, but it's also just kind of funny. Alright, sort of plays on Bloon's weaknesses. Yeah, I don't know if we need to spend much more, to be honest. I think we're pretty good where we are. How much could we afford? Could we afford a recursive cluster? We'll just chalk it up real quick. 500 plus 500, so that's 1,000, 1,800. It's like we'll just say like 5,000, 6,000-ish. We could probably afford one. Yeah, I'd say so. So let's put one right about here, I would say. Yeah, we can afford one. That's nice. It is cutting it a little close, but that's fine. Can we even get bigger bombs on top of that? No, we can't. Okay. So faster reload, and then we'll just leave it at that. Because we're going to win anyway. We didn't even need to place it, it's just fun. Alright, and then only 5 more rounds. And then sweet, sweet victory. And I imagine that you guys honestly won't really need my help very much for this because, you know, it seems pretty chill. Ninja Alk is the way to go, at least on these first 2 maps. I don't know about the last 3. But, yeah, like I said, part 2 will always be coming out the day after. So, after this video, I essentially line it up so it's like, the first video comes out, if you don't have any idea how to start the Odyssey, this is how I start it. And then it gives you a day to sort of work with that if you want to try and figure it out, the rest out for yourself. And then part 2 comes out the day after if you're still struggling a little. So I think that's a fairly good system. And it makes sure that these videos aren't like an hour long for the whole Odyssey to be included in one video. Which I think is also nice because sometimes hour-long videos can just be super frustrating to watch as well as record. Alright, so there you go. Alternative rounds by Creatorforce. Part 1 completed. Part 2 will include Downstream, Cornfield, and Cubism. And as you can see, the rounds are slowly getting a bit higher and higher. They may be a little crazy later on. But yes, so that was part 1. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care, everyone.